So I want to talk about a special situation that occurs quite a bit in solving equations, and that is solving problems that involve multiple fractions in a problem, because people just tend to not like to solve problems that involve lots of fractions. So I'm going to give you a quick, easy step to solve a problem like that. Sorry, let's just zoom in just a little bit here. Now we're going to start with just a simple one here. This is not terribly difficult, but let's just use this as our example. And what we're going to do is, in order to solve or to clear what I call clear my fractions, is you're going to look at all your fractions and come up with the least common denominator, or the LCD. Now the LCD in this one's easy because there's only one fraction, and that would be 3. And so what you're going to do is you're going to multiply the entire left side by 3 and then the right side by 3. Okay, so that means I'm going to have to distribute this. Okay, so if I do that, and I'll just write it out so you can see it, 3 times 2/3 x plus 3 times 5, and over here 2 times 3. Now if you can do this in your head, you can just skip over this, but if you can't, then it's good to write it out. And the whole point is, because now when I do this, you notice the 3's cancel and I get 2x plus 15 equals 6. No more fractions, just like that. And so from here on, everything else is pretty normal. I'd subtract 15. 2x equals negative 11, or pardon me, negative 9, not negative 11. Okay, and then I would just divide by 2. And so I'd get x equals negative 9/2, or negative 4.5. Okay, and that's really all there is to it in terms of doing this whole clearing fractions. Now, let's look at one where there's more than one fraction, so like this one right here. So as I look at this one, I see I have 1/2 and 2/5. So 2 and 5. The least common denominator, the LCD, between 2 and 5 is 10. So I'm going to multiply the right side by 10, pardon me, the left side by 10, and the entire right side by 10. So if I do that, here 10 times 1/2 is 5. Then here, I'm going to write it out again. It's 10 times 2/5 x minus 10 times 4. So it's 5 equals, 5 goes into once, that twice, so I get 4x minus 40. So I'd add 40. Get 45 equals 4x. Divide by 4. X equals, 4 doesn't go into 45 evenly, but it does go in 11 times with 1 left over. Okay? And there you go. Again, you're just looking for your fractions, and you're looking for the least common denominator. Let's try one more. Okay, what about this one? This one has 3 fractions this time. So this time, I'm looking for the LCD of 4, 2, and 5. All right, so the LCD for all 3 of those is 20. So I'm going to multiply this entire side over here by 20, and this side by 20. So when I do that, if I distribute it in, again, I'm just going to write it out. And then over here, it's times 20 also. So don't forget that. You can't just multiply the left side, the side over here, with 20. You got to make sure you do both. Okay, you got to make sure that equation stays balanced. All right, so let's simplify it. Let's see. 4 goes into ones 5 times, so I get 5x. Over here, 2 goes into ones this 10 times, so I get 10. 5 goes into this once at 4, and I get 8. Okay, let's just subtract 10. 5x equals negative 2. Divide by 5. And I am done. X equals negative 2/5. Sorry. And hopefully that helps you. That's just, it's not something that you actually have to know how to do. But I think it's a nice little trick, if you will, to solving problems that involve multiple fractions.